Today, we're gonna be debunking the saturation myth, and I'm gonna be showing you how we can succeed in the B2B marketing space by actually just running extremely valuable, dynamic, done-for-you protocols. I have personally worked with over 160 people. I have literally spent every single day during the past 8 months just helping people grow their B2B marketing companies, help their clients get results, and all of that good stuff. And here's just a screenshot of one of our calls. This is just a quick screenshot showcasing that I'm still working in the field of B2B marketing to our customers in done for you and also done with you projects. As you can see, 58% reply rates, 25 opportunities. This campaign created a pretty good chunk of money for our client. Then also figure 3, I wanted to show this to you. This is an example of what happens when you identify an opportunity in the market. Because you see, okay, here's like some money to be made. And then you use a done for you protocol to leverage that opportunity that you have identified for your customers. So here's Wyatt, one of our customers. He made an extra $67,000 in commissions and during March from working with one of his clients. So many aspiring marketers and business owners are held back by the myth of saturation. They don't even bother starting because their head is filled with questions like, is this business model saturated, and are there enough clients for me, and what is the best untapped niche? Like they see someone like post on social media, on Twitter or some shit, or on a community, and they're like, oh, what is your niche? What is your niche? If I just had that untapped blue ocean niche, I could make so much money. This is actually super false. Saturation is a complete myth. It is just a misguided belief holding you back from achieving the success you desire. 3 main things that I wanted to outline. First thing, the world of marketing is always changing. There's new technologies, platforms, and new strategies popping up every single day. And because of that, there's always room for growth and innovation. This also means that even if a niche seems saturated right now as we speak, it's only a matter of time before the next big opportunity arises. But yeah, so I just want you to understand that the world of marketing is always changing. You can always innovate and just have better shit than other people. Second thing, there's always a unique angle. There's no two businesses that are exactly alike. Even in a crowded market, you can find a unique angle that sets you apart from the competition, and you can serve the companies that have their own uniqueness to it. There's always something unique that you can pull off, and especially if you combine with innovation. Third thing, the demand for marketing services is just growing. As more and B2B businesses turn to online marketing to grow their customer base, the demand for skilled B2B marketers and revenue operators is only increasing. As you can see, it is actually far from being saturated. 95% of the B2B founders, they just don't have time to stay up to date on the latest marketing technology and trends in their specific industry. It's literally impossible. If you are able to identify growth opportunities in the market and deliver them predictably through simple done-for-you protocols, you'll make hundreds of thousands a year working with a few select clients. So how can you ensure that you'll collect as much capital as possible from the shifts in the B2B market in 2023? Before we get into the exact steps, just quickly about me. My name is Leevi Eerola. I scaled my own agency to $45,000 a month in 6 months in 2022 using only outbound. Then I switched to revenue operations model and I scaled to 100K a month in like 6-7 months. That's where I have gotten these insights from, so you can trust that these are actually accurate. I've worked with over 200 B2B companies in the past 2 years. Activity step number 1 that you need to do is that you need to start off by delivering a simple done-for-you protocol using one mechanism to a broad market. So you need to have a broad industry that you are targeting, nothing super specific, no mega niches, just really broad traditional market and at least 30,000 companies that are easily scrapable. Then you need to have one tech leveraged mechanism for increasing revenue. So you need to help this market increase revenue and you need to just do it with one mechanism. Don't start mixing and shifting a bunch of stuff, just get good at one thing. An example of this could be offering cold email as a service or LinkedIn prospecting or creating dynamic sales letters or doing remote closing for them or doing paid advertising for them. Whatever you do, just use one mechanism, make sure that it can be leveraged with tech so it's not super manual. Offer that to the one broad market that you have picked and help them increase revenue using that mechanism. The main focus here is just to get a case study and insights into the broad market. The reason why we use just one mechanism is that way we are able to optimize our service delivery protocol way faster because there's less variables, less moving pieces. And also we are able to get a case study way faster, which is going to help us move on to the step number 2. So the step number 2 is leverage the case study that you have just gotten with the one mechanism protocol that you use and double down on the sub market. Use the case study to approach similar companies in the same sub market. So let's say your initial industry that you picked was information technology and services, so IT industry. and then you work with a cybersecurity company, and then you work with a software development company, and then you also work with a IT management data center company. And then you get a case study from that cybersecurity company. Like 2 of the clients, they go like, okay, like fine. And then for the cybersecurity company, you absolutely crush it. Take that case study, create a proper case study from it, and then start targeting the sub-market that you got the case study from, which was cybersecurity in this example. Replicate the done for you protocol for other customers. So just reverse engineer the exact steps that you took to get results for the first cybersecurity company and do it for other cybersecurity companies. And then start identifying growth opportunities and bottlenecks and creating done for you solutions to increase revenue. So as you're working with, let's say 2, 3, 4, 5 cybersecurity companies, you're starting to see similarities, you're starting to see bottlenecks, problems, bunch of different stuff just happening because you're just in the trenches with these sub companies in the sub market. So identifying that, okay, all of them have a really long sales cycle, or all of them are really struggling with digital presence and digital footprint, or all of them are super bad closers, or all of them are just competing on price. Every time when you identify a bottleneck across at least 2 or 3 of your clients in the sub market, come up with a done for you solution to solve that bottleneck so you can make them more revenue. So the main goal here in the step 2, as we are doing all of this, is to innovate on your protocol as much as possible and just building predictable models and frameworks to duplicate growth for the specific type of company. So you need to come up with these solutions for these common bottlenecks and problems in these companies, in the sub market. So you can just take the same stuff that you did for company A and do it for company B, and it's going to predictably generate some kind of results. Then when you have been doing this for like 6 to 9 months and you're getting fairly good at it and you're in the trenches and doing a bunch of stuff manually, and you have just seen a lot of the problems and you have also been able to deliver solutions to them, and you have also gotten really good at identifying things in the niche and gotten a few extra case studies, you move into the step 3, which is maintaining 3 to 5 high quality clients and working as a revenue operations consultant to bring growth and revenue into the business through technology leverage operations. I know that's just a fucking bunch of words, but basically what it means is you're just building these self-sustaining revenue operations and keep optimizing them for your clients. Like let's say you are able to solve the same problem for 5 companies at a time. You can just backtrack and okay, what are the exact steps? Can I leverage technology for some of these things? Okay, can I make pre-made protocols for this? Can I use the same framework, same automations for every single time when I do this? Then when you have done it enough of times, it's really easy for you to just build an operation that self-sustains itself. For example, just let's take a really simple example. Outbound lead generation. If you identify that, okay, all of these cybersecurity companies are struggling with getting leads, okay, boom, let's create a cold email system and we just run cold emails for all of these companies. And then when we have done it for like 3, 4, 5 clients, we are naturally getting pretty good at it. So then you just package it into a really easy to understand and easy to replicate framework, and you can just take that whole thing, because it's like 95% of it's automated, you can just take that whole thing and in 2 hours transfer it into another company. And of course you need to optimize it and like modify it to every company's value props and market and all of that stuff, but it's going to be something that you can take and in few hours replicate to another company. Then you spend extra time innovating and coming up with new angles to increase revenue focused metrics. So you're just coming up with different solutions for getting more opportunities, so getting more leads and calls, increasing the average deal size. So okay, how can we sell this one thing for a higher price without it affecting the close rate? Okay, how can we increase the customer lifetime value? So how can we retain these customers? Okay, what can we upsell them? Okay, how can we increase the closing rate? How can we decrease the sales cycle? So how can we make these companies close these clients faster? So how can we decrease the cost per acquisition? So how can we get actually these clients for cheaper? And the only reason why you're able to do this is, first of all, because you have already spent a lot of time in the trenches. You have gotten the case study with the one mechanism. Second of all, you have just worked with 3 to 5 clients in the sub-market, probably even more, like for 6 to 9 months. And now you have just been able to make these revenue operations really predictable. So these cold email campaigns, nurturing automations, sales process implementations, you have been able to make this really duplicatable and really predictable. So now you're just spending a bit of time to optimize them, but everything is running fairly smooth. So now you have a lot of free time and you already understand the needs and you have a lot of insights from those similar companies. So you're able to focus on like, okay, how can we position the offer better in the market and sell this thing for a more amount of money compared to our competition. And this is only possible if you first do the step 1 and step 2. You can't jump straight into it. And here you really want to be charging retainer plus revenue share on the revenue that is coming to you. For the first step and the second step, you're probably charging like like pay-per-call or more performance-heavy pricing, you can still do retainers, but I just prefer performance-based because then you can just keep moving faster. But they're here in the step 3, you're already a really, really valuable expert, so you want to be charging a retainer of $5,000 to $10,000 plus revenue share 5 to 20% on the revenue that is affiliated to you. And then the last step, to step number 4. So you just keep your protocol and market really dynamic and you tweak it based on insights gained through customer work and sales calls. So you never wanna say that now I have a perfect offer or now I have a perfect way to deliver results, because that's not true. At all times, you are taking sales calls, so you're gathering information from those. You are doing prospecting campaigns, so you're finding yourself new clients, you're A/B testing and you're doing LinkedIn and cold calling and paid ads and whatever you do. So you're getting data from that, so you're getting information from those things. You're also speaking to your customers, so you're getting information from those conversations. They're telling you the problems and desires, the fears and everything that's happening in the industry. And then through all of these things, if you find a more accurate way to communicate your value proposition or a better market to target, you want to tweak your messaging. Maybe you figure out that, okay, all of the cybersecurity companies that don't have a proper marketing team, they are struggling from this way more than the other people. They also can pay more money. So then you want to change all your messaging towards cybersecurity companies that don't have marketing teams or like proper marketing departments. Or maybe you figure out that, okay, every single like founder of a cybersecurity company that is doing more than 100K a month, they're struggling from finding really high qualified SDRs that understand the specific tech use cases of cybersecurity products that they're selling. Then you can focus your messaging and your offer more towards the fact that, okay, maybe they don't need more SDRs. You see like how much it makes sense? It's like really logical. Okay, you talk with a lot of your customers, you take a lot of sales calls, you find out that this is actually a big problem. Boom, we tweak our messaging and we iterate our offer a bit so it matches better for this. And the better your stuff matches and your offer matches and the better you speak their language, the more money you're always gonna make. And then if you also find a better way to deliver a transformation, then you tweak the protocol. So you might be always starting with cold emails for, like, let's say you work with 10 cybersecurity companies and always the first thing that you do is you run cold emails to them and you start like getting leads to them. But maybe you figure out the 11th client that you work with, you first create them a new sales letter and you do a few automations and you just tweak a little bit their positioning. And then you start running the cold emails and it works like 5 times better. You're like, oh shit, like actually I should just do things in this order so I'm able to get better results faster. So every time when you gain these insights, you tweak your protocol. You update it every single day and every single time. So your messaging, your offer, your niche, your landing page, your protocol, everything. Every time you find something, you go back, you change it to match it better. And yeah, if you just do these 4 activities and you just keep innovating and actually looking at what's happening in the market, you're able to provide a lot of tangible, innovative value to the market. Of course, means when you're providing value to the market, you're getting paid really well. And here's a really good example of some of our customers doing the same exact stuff. Jack closed $40,000 in revenue in 3 days. Wyatt made 30K in performance fees from one client. Oliver had a 10K week. So what you can do now is you can just do this alone. You can do those 4 steps alone, which will be time consuming and really hard. Or you can just visit agencyvelocity.io and you can work with us and leverage our protocol for it. Thank you for sticking through this video. If you liked it, drop a like. If you didn't like it, drop a dislike. Subscribe, unsubscribe, drop a comment. Like, the main thing that I'm just looking for is comments and feedback. Take care. I'll see you on the next video.